Hey guys, I figure I'd come on and talk to you guys and talk about some stuff. There's a whole lot going on, especially on TikTok. But I applaud TikTok because this is where I get all of my news. I get all of my news updates, everything that's going on in this damn world from TikTok. And I appreciate that. I appreciate all the creators who are sharing this information, because if it wasn't for you, I'd be digging through news articles and hearing it from the different media outlets. But you guys, the creators on crime news and just news in general, keep it real. And I appreciate that. So I'm still posting as I can, because I do have a full-time job. So I'm posting as I can and following these news stories. But it's so much, you guys. It is so much information. It gets so dark. And you have to be one to be able to handle that darkness. Because a lot of us can't handle that darkness. You know, I see stuff, I hear stuff, and I'm like, wow. And then I personally was just probably, 2 months ago, a part of a murder trial. I was a juror. And to this day, I can't even talk about it. I honestly can't talk about some parts of it because of the fact that it was a very heinous crime. And the part of, I can talk about the charges, the crime itself, but it's the images that I relive when I start talking about it. And that is so hurtful to me, because it was such a preventable crime, which most of them are, all of them are, unless you're trying to defend yourself in a self-defense. But this wasn't self-defense. At the end of the day, those autopsy images stay with me when I start talking about this case, and I cannot live with that, waking up in the middle of the night like I'm getting PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I can't live like that. I can't. The pictures were just traumatic. And when they were doing voir dire, which is when they're picking the jury and going through the case stuff that they're going to present, they asked all, I think it was 100 of us, and I was juror number 15 in the box, or no, number 5, 4 or 5, either way, it don't matter. I was in the box, and then the rest of the people were in the audience. They asked if we can handle autopsy photos. I said yes, because I've never seen autopsy photos. I'm a medical provider. I work with live bodies, except for one time I did CPR and the guy was dead already, pretty much. There was very little life in this person. So that was the closest I've gotten to being next to, in front of, touching a dead body. At the end of the day, again, it was a preventable thing. Basically, it was jealousy. There was money involved. A friend came over to another friend, they're buddies. He stabbed the hell out of that guy, and it was gruesome. And it was mainly contained to his face and neck. And every time I talk about it, I relive those autopsy photos, because we not only had to see them when the coroner came in and presented them, but we had to see them afterwards, and mainly at closing. At closing, prosecution used the worst photo, the most worst photo of them all, and propped it right on the screen. And that really just, I had to look down at that point. I'm like, this is awful. When you get to the end and you have already heard the whole story, and at the very end you see that picture, and it's just like, a lot goes through my mind, especially with me doing these crime stories and presenting this stuff to you guys. It's traumatic. I hate it. I hate that the world can be so cruel towards people. It is not even necessary. A lot of our brains aren't wrapped right, and so mental health is horrible out here. There's a lot of untreated, mentally ill people and unhinged people, and they snap. They snap and then they take the life of others. Not all of them, but a lot of them end up having a secondary mental health diagnosis. Could be undiagnosed, but at the end of the day, they've already created this tragedy, and it's terrible. It is terrible. So after that being a juror, I just said I don't even want to be a juror anymore. If I got to take a murder case, I don't want to be a juror. I can take the easy cases like civil cases or something of that nature, but a murder case, when I know there will have to be autopsy photos shown, I don't want to be a part of it. I literally, for the first 3 to 4 nights, woke up in a sweat thinking about them damn pictures. And for me to have to feel that way and feel like I was on trial with this guy, I hated it. I hated it. But it was a very rewarding experience for me to experience being a juror. I had no idea I would be picked because I was like, I'm medical. I know about anatomy, physiology. I can put 2 and 2 together. I was just thinking, okay, I'm going to get let off. Nope. Not a chance. That was me as a medical provider, and there was a lawyer, and they kept both of us. I was so surprised. So at the end of the day, it was nice to speak to the lawyers and the judge, and they were like, we knew we wanted you guys. We knew we wanted you guys because you would help on both ends. You know, you could look at it from both ends, from the prosecution's side of things and the defense side of things, and we knew we wanted you guys. I was like, well, damn. I literally took off 3 weeks of work, closed my business down for 3 weeks. Thank God I was financially stable to do that. But yeah, it was the autopsy photos that did me in. Everything else, I was like, oh, this is nice. I may want to be a lawyer. Actually, I did go reach out to the University of Las Vegas and inquire about the law program, because I was thinking about doing malpractice law, because I'm already in the medical field. Why not do malpractice law? And it's still in the back of my mind, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the route I want to take, because I don't know if I want to be in school for another 3 years. But either way, yeah. If you get the chance to be a juror, do it once and, you know, just get the experience if you're into that kind of stuff. But other than that, I was just like, I'm ready to get back to life. I felt like my life was on hold for 3 whole weeks because of the fact that I was just day in, day out, every single day, Monday through Friday, go to court, come in. The bailiff, you have to wait for the bailiff. You see the witnesses sitting outside with you. Then you go in, everybody's standing for you, so all eyes are on you when you come in, when you leave. Come in and leave. And at the end, after the trial, the lawyers did talk about how they noticed our demeanor. And they were like, some of you had poker faces. We really wasn't sure which side you would be on, but they were like, we knew what you were going to be deciding. They knew what I was going to be deciding, because I can call bullshit from a mile away. And when the defendant got on the stand, he admitted that he stabbed this guy up and burned his house down. He admitted it. I said, I knew it all along. When y'all first asked me, could I be unbiased? I said, no, I will be biased, because he's charged with several different crimes. And I know for a fact, if he's charged with several different crimes, he must have committed something. He must have committed something. So I said, I can't be unbiased. I'm in the middle right now until you prove me otherwise. And they still wanted me to stay as a juror. I said, God damn it. I did not want to be a juror. But they were like, we knew which side you were going to be on. Of course I was on prosecution side. And then when he got up there, the defendant got up there and admitted to this. I'm like, well, damn. I knew it. I knew it all along. I just knew it. And then he tried to plead defense. It was self-defense. Absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. When somebody has all of those goddamn cuts in their hands are sliced like lunch meat. Their hands are literally sliced like lunch meat. They got wounds in the front of their face, the back of their head. You were chasing this person down. You got him down and you sliced the hell up out of him. And I hate to say that. I hate to relive that. But that is the God honest truth. He stabbed the hell out of this man over 70 times. And it was so unnecessary because of jealousy and money. So again, you don't get to decide the case. Unfortunately, I was a part of a murder case, and I felt like we did a good job at the end of the day. He was found guilty on every single thing. Robbery, murder, first degree. They were charging him with capital murder, but they said 3 days before we got there to the jury selection, they took it down from capital murder and death penalty to first degree murder and life without parole. And his sentencing is upcoming, so they said we can do a Zoom, because I don't want to go back in that courtroom. I feel like it's just this cloud that gets over me when I go into that courtroom, because we spent 3 weeks in that courtroom, and it's awful. It is awful. It is awful. But I felt like we did a good job. The justice was served for the family and for the deceased, and it's done. It is done, and I'm glad it's over. I feel sorry for those who live in states where your murder crimes are really high, because you're eventually going to be picked for a murder case, and you really got to have some thick skin, be able to mentally suppress it, and go home and be present for your family. But if you do have to be a part of a murder trial, just go in knowing, you will see some really bad stuff, really bad images, and try to block it out. It's better now, much better now. As time has gone on, it's much better now, but I wish I would have never had to go through that. But I appreciate you guys listening to me. I'm headed into my office, back to normal life, and we're going to get back to some crime news. So we'll be talking soon. Toodles.